Hello, this is part 3 of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing decimals. We are now going to move into the big chunk at the bottom of page 16, which is going to be for multiplying decimals. So we're going to label this section multiplying. And to go over multiplying decimals, we are going to do 2 examples, okay? So the first example we are going to look at is the example 12.5 times 1.3. Okay, so when we multiply decimals, I can set them up like how I've done multi-digit multiplication before. Okay, I'm not going to use the X symbol for multiplication. I'm simply going to put the asterisk out over here. So I can write it like this, okay, and we'll be able to use our place value to do our multiplication. However, I can convert this to a multiplication problem that does not have decimal points. Okay, I can rewrite this problem like this: 125. So all I did was take out that decimal point in between the 2 and the 5, and 13. Okay, I can rewrite the problem like this. Now, this is going to make the actual multiplying a lot easier because we know how to do multi-digit multiplication, or if we forgot, this is going to be a review. But when we get our final answer, we're going to have to put our decimal point back into our answer, because if we solve the problem 125 times 13, we are not going to get our answer. Okay, that's going to be a way bigger answer than 12.5 times 1.3. Okay, we're multiplying 12 and a half by like a little bit over 1. So we should be getting something that's like, I don't know, a little bit bigger than 12, maybe something like around 16 or 17 or something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out, okay, once we solve this multiplication problem, how many decimal place values do we need to have in our answer? So if we look, 12.5 has 1 decimal place, it's to the tenths. 1.3 also has 1 decimal place, it's to the 10th. So in our answer, we are going to have to put back 2 decimal places. Okay, we're not going to put 2 decimals in our answer. We're going to need to make sure that in our answer we have 2 decimal place values. So I'll model that in a moment. So if we go through and do this multiplication, 5 times 3 is 15. I'm going to carry my 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. I'm now going to move to the tens place, which means I need to start in the tens place. So I use a 0 as a placeholder here. 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? So now I'm going to add these together. And I get, let's see, 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry my 1. 3 plus 2 is 5. Plus 1 is 6. And then 1 plus nothing is 1. So my answer is not 1,625. My answer is actually, I need to put back 2 decimal places, or you could even say place values. Okay, which means I'm going to start at the back and I'm going to move in 2 decimal place values. So I'm going to move in once, I'm going to move in twice. Okay, and my decimal point is going to go right here. So 12.5 times 1.3 is actually 16.25, or 16 and 25 hundredths. Okay, so I put back 2 decimal place values. If this was like 12.51, that would be a 3rd decimal place, and in my final answer, I would have to move it in a 3rd place. Okay, so let's look at another example. This one's going to be a little bit simpler. However, I'm going to throw a negative in. Let's say we have the problem, or you know what? I'm going to do this in a second video because I am running out of time. I only have a 5-minute timer. So we're going to have a part 4. Part 4 is going to be a negative example. It'll be very, very quick, way shorter than the other videos.